Okay, I keep hearing this phrase that the devil is so stupid. And it just rubs me the wrong way because I'm like, he's not stupid. And that's why you're stuck, because you think he's stupid. So maybe if you stopped thinking he was stupid and actually understood what he was and what he was doing, maybe you wouldn't be so stuck and things wouldn't be so convoluted for you, right? So let me break this down. People say that you should know the Bible, the devil is stupid, and that he's just not that smart, okay? All lies. He's strategic. He's plans like nobody's business. And he's very patient. Um, and y'all are like, I don't understand. Who are we talking about again? We're talking about the devil. He's been feeding all of us, you and me, the same cake since Adam and Eve. We're all eating the same cake. He just gives it a little bit of a different frosting. A little bit. Just a little bit. Some of us, not really any different. It's the same frosting, right? But it's the same cake. And you can't say he's stupid, because if someone's been using the same trick since the beginning of time all the way now in 2025, I feel like that does not make him slow or stupid. What are we missing here, right? So you just got to think about it this way. Also, I've been told, this also frustrates me, that if you just know memory verses and you just know Bible verses and just chuck them at the devil, that you're gonna be winning. Like, you're winning. No, it's not how that works. Do you know why that's not how it works? Let's just break this down real quick. The devil knows the Bible better than you and I, better than most of us. There's some people out there, maybe he doesn't, but for the majority of us, he knows the Bible better. Why? Because he lived what you're reading. Think about that. How can you debate with someone if you only know a verse here and there of something that they lived and already know the end? They're just trying to confuse you, but they know the end. They know how it started. They know how it's going to end. They're just trying to trick you, but they also lived what you're reading. How can you debate with someone who lived what you're just reading about? You and I are just reading. We're reading. Some of us reading for the very first time. If you know 25 Bible verses and you try to chuck them at the devil because he's bothering you at some point in time, why do you think that's going to work? The devil tempted Jesus in Matthew, right? When he went to all the Gospels, when he was tempted and he went into the desert and he fasted and he was tempted and the devil was sitting there, he was reciting Bible verses. Like, I don't understand when we preach this or when people teach this, they don't say that. The devil was reciting Bible to Jesus, to God. He was reciting Bible. Why would he think he could get away with that? But he did, because he knew he won't fall for my lies. I got to bring all of the things that I've got with this one to try to take down Jesus. So he literally is reading or reciting the Bible to Jesus, who was the Word, is the Word, and will be the Word, right? Okay? Just in our little brains, put this together. Brains? I have words, blah, 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 right? He's reciting the Bible, but we don't learn that or teach that. And it's like, oh, well, the devil said, blah, 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 lest you, you're healed, the angels will come and pick. Yeah, they will. And Jesus said, yeah, that is written, but it's also written. So Jesus had to trump the Bible verse that the devil had. If the devil can use the Bible and try to trick Jesus, I'm confused why all of us are out here thinking the devil does not have a Bible verse for you. Right? You think the devil doesn't have a Bible verse for you and for me? Yes, he does. That's why just having a memory verse isn't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. When I got to be an adult and all the things of life hit me and everything just was crazy, I had all these Bible verses okay? It didn't help me at all, because you have to know the context. You have to know the before, the after, what was being said, why it was being said in that manner. You have to know the whole chapter, and then you have to know the whole story. You can't just recite a verse and think that oh, I got this, I'm winning, yay me, 1, 2, Bible verse. It's not going to help. You have to have relationship. You have to understand the why, the context, the before, the after. That's what it is. We are impatient and we are slow, and we're over here thinking the devil just doesn't get it, right? But again, we're reading what he's already lived, okay? So let me also just state this real quick. The church is not the devil's opposition. He does not mind the church one bit, Okay? Most of the time because he's in it and doing all kinds of things in it and just mucking all this stuff up, right? He does not mind the church. It's not his opposition. Go back to the Bible. What was Jesus's biggest opposition? It was not the temple or the churches. It was the religious leaders. That was his biggest opposition because their minds were so stuck in this itty bitty little tiny little box, and they wouldn't get out of it. And Jesus was like, yeah, I know that was written, but I have come. I know this is written, but like, y'all, you're reading it out of context. You're not thinking about it from the point of view that it was written in, right? That's what we do. We're just like this itty bitty box, and it's like, here's a memory verse, here's a memory verse. And my whole thing for this is just that the devil is not stupid. So stop thinking he's stupid. That's how you get stuck. That's how you get in a defensive position when you need to be in offense. Stop playing all this defense with the enemy coming at you because you're not ready. You don't have strategy. You're not patient, and you don't even know you enough. He knows you way better. He's sitting there watching and strategizing and planning and plotting on you specifically and all the things. But hear me when I say this. The devil is not bothered by most of us on this planet. He is not. Doesn't matter how much Bible you read and how much you go to church. Those are not the things that make the devil bothered by you. He is not bothered. He likes to just mess with people, sprinkle, send his little minions and be like, yeah, whatever. Okay, but like he himself, he's not worried about most of us. And the reason is because we are not any opposition to him. Jesus was opposition. So he was like, we got problems. I'm going to go handle this one myself. He tried. And he tried the Bible. So again, think about this. Why do you think the devil's not going to try the Bible with you? Your verse for his, you have to know a bigger verse. You have to know the context. You have to have real relationship, communing with God. You for you, not anyone else for you, but you for you. To be able to actually defeat the enemy and the devil if he's coming at you. Again, a lot of the times it's just our own life choices and consequences that we're like the devil. No, it's just the consequence of your natural earthly decision. Get a grip. Don't be out here blaming him for stuff that you're doing. He's way smarter than that. And when I say he, I mean the devil. He's way smarter. Way smarter. And we're just out here thinking he's so stupid. I know this seems a little harsh or weird, but I just get irritated when people say he's stupid. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's patient. He knows our weaknesses better than we do. He knows our insecurities better. And the reason is because he will study his opponent. We need to be better and study also different ways and gateways that the opponent can come to us. That way we're ready instead of trying to get ready. That way it's, I am ready. Anytime you want to come at me, I'm ready. I got this. Instead of, oh crap, I think the enemy's trying to do something over here. Let me try to figure it out. Let me try to find a verse. Let me try to, and he's just like, let me hear that verse. Let me hear it because I got a better one for you. And then you get confused because you're like, wait, it's the Bible. Is it God? What's happening? Y'all act like he can't read the Bible and recite it. He knows it. He lived it. He was there, right? He was there with Adam and Eve. He was there when he was tempting Jesus. He was there. You cannot trump anything that you're reading in present time cannot trump what someone who was there lived through. You got to know a whole lot more than a snippet of a verse. And that's my point. That's my thing. That's why this frustrates me so much when people say the devil is stupid or just do a memory verse and you got to know a verse. The Bible says to keep his word and hide it in your heart. It's more than just memorizing the verse. It's knowing it. Hide it in your heart, which means in your heart of heart, you know that you know that you know what this means, the context, what it meant in that time and what it means for you now. Also because in your heart you have a relationship with God and Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit. You're intertwined. You're living. He's living in you. He's with you. He's carried everywhere you go. He's with you. That's what it is. That's what it means for the heart of heart, to know it in your heart. So that's why I'm just saying this just blows my mind. Another one is when Jesus walked up on land and the demonic man came to him with all these demons in him. It wasn't just one. And the demons spoke and said, ooh, snap, we about to be in trouble. And they said to Jesus, are you going to make us leave before our time? when you read that, you read it quick, but you got to remember, before our time, meaning what? Means the demons knew they had a very short time. They had a time limit. It was going to be up. And as soon as Jesus showed up, they said, crap, time's up. They were like, but technically, Jesus, are you going to kick us out before our time? Because like we were supposed to be here for like at least another 10 minutes. Can you let us have those extra 10 minutes? And he was like, yeah, you can go into the pigs. And just right off the cliff they went, right? Like, no. When Jesus showed up, it was a done deal. It was a done deal because they knew real power. You throwing a memory verse at the devil, or you memorizing something, or you saying the devil is so stupid and reciting something, it just falls to the ground like a deflated balloon. Just like it's just there. And the devil's like, good for you. That looked like it took energy for you, right? And then he just brings all of his power. What is happening? That's all I'm saying. The devil is not stupid. He is not slow. We need to get it together. We need to be ready. We need to be on guard. We need to be on our offense. That's what this is about. That's what this whole video is.